Hey there, everyone. It's Caitlin, your geeky girlfriend, and I am back with another Real Talk movie review today. And as always, there are going to be just some minor spoilers. I try not to reveal anything too major, but just some minor plot details are going to lie ahead for us today in this video. Let's get right into it. Today, I am reviewing Disney's live action Cruella featuring Emma Stone as Cruella herself. And real talk, I was super excited to see this film. Emma Stone is my favorite actress, and I pretty much love everything that she is in. And this film was no different. I'm going to try and give a very unbiased review here, but I just love her. I think she's so versatile. She's been in so many different kinds of movies, and I have loved everything. Like, there isn't a bad movie that I've seen that she's in. So she is just really, she hasn't done a lot in the past few years. So this was her first big film in the past few years. But let's go ahead and look at some scenes and talk about the plot before I get too crazy on my Emma Stone tangent there. So, as I said, I was really, really excited to see this film, and I was very fortunate that we could go and actually watch this in the movie theaters. So that it was the first time in a long time that we were able to go to the movie theater. And so that alone was really refreshing, just to sit in front of the big screen with the popcorn and enjoy this film as it was intended to be enjoyed. I included several pictures and scenes from the movie here, and an overview of the plot. The story is a prequel to the 101 Dalmatians Disney animated film, and it follows Cruella de Vil's childhood and how she became Cruella de Vil. So the story follows the character Estella and her childhood of, you know, being sort of the rebel kid in school, standing up for herself, beating up bullies, etc., and getting all these marks on her school permanent record. The whole film is set in London, so Emma Stone does perform with a British accent the entire film, and the rest of the actors primarily are British. And so that alone, that she is American and is able to perform with a British accent, again, deserves like an honor, because some people can't do that, and she does it very well in this film. So Estella loses her mother. She becomes an orphan. I'm not going to go into how she loses her mother, but she becomes an orphan, and she meets two kids who are kind of down and out themselves, Horace and Jasper. You see them grown up in the bottom right picture there. This is a scene from the film, and those three become this little band of bandits, I guess, band of thieves, and they perform all these schemes of stealing and thievery. And in order to kind of hide who she is, she dyes her hair red in the film to hide that two-tone, the iconic two-tone hair. Emma Thompson is also in the film, so the two leading ladies are both Emma, and she does a remarkable job as well. She plays her role stunningly as the Baroness, and she owns a fashion line and recruits Estella to go and work for her, and she kind of sharpens her up. Estella, who is Cruella, that's like her nickname that she gives herself. Her real name is Estella, but as the film evolves and as her story evolves, she gives herself this nickname of Cruella. And the Baroness kind of sharpens Estella and, teaches her how to win in the fashion industry and how to be a winning lady in the world, as you have to stand up for yourself, not take no for an answer, and just kind of go after what you want and do whatever that takes. And so Emma Thompson sort of plays the villain in this story about a villain. So the story is about Cruella, who is, as we all know, an iconic Disney villain, but Emma Thompson actually steals the show as the villain in this particular film. And that's essentially the whole plot. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail. You can watch the film for yourself on Disney Plus, Premier Access right now, or it's playing in theaters across the country. You can go and watch it for yourself. But the film just follows Estella and how she evolves into what we know as Cruella. And so let's take a look at my pros and cons for this film. Obviously, number one, Emma Stone, just at like period. She steals the show. Again, she is great. Her accent is great. There was only one little note that I noticed where it kind of slipped just a little bit, and you can hear like her American English coming through, or her accent just a little bit, but it was not anything that would be like, oh my gosh, she broke character. It was nothing like that. The fashion in the film is iconic. There's a lot of big dresses and fashion shows and all the, London Fashion Week and all this. So just the fashion itself and the styling of the costuming is iconic from start to finish. Emma Thompson as a villain was refreshing because she almost always plays like a supporting character or a positive character in the films. Like she played Mrs. Potts in the live action Beauty and the Beast. She was Madame Trelawney in the Harry Potter franchise. So she always plays like these positive characters. And it was refreshing to see her as more of a domineering, very dominant woman. And then the tie-in to the original happens at the very, very end. There are bits and pieces throughout the film, but at the very, very end of the film, you see how kind of it all is going to wrap together. And it also leaves it open for a sequel, which a sequel to Cruella has been confirmed. So I'm excited about that. Now, before going and watching this film, I had heard, reviews on the radio and different reviews here on YouTube and things like that. And people were commenting on the level of darkness in this film and that it was very dark, like kids should not watch it. There actually was a sign at the movie theater that said, Cruella contains scenes of, these things. And I watched it, and there was nothing in the film that I would not let my 10 or older daughter or son watch. There was nothing, there was no nudity, there was no foul language. All of the clothing was very conservative and very modest from all the female characters. And even in this fashion that they were designing, it was all very conservative. So there was nothing in the film that was overly like, oh my gosh, kids should not watch this. I am uncomfortable by watching this. There was nothing that really struck me as like super dark. Now, I don't know if that's just my film history, like all the movies that I've seen in my life. I don't know. But I was kind of thrown off by that. Like I was expecting there to be like this super dark and disturbing scene, and there wasn't any of that. There wasn't anything in this film that an old animated Disney movie has not done. Now, maybe the fact that it was CGI live action makes it more disturbing. I'm not sure. But there wasn't anything, like I wasn't blown away by the darkness. So I was expecting this super dark and like something that Disney has never done before. And I got a good movie out of it, but I didn't get anything that Disney has never done before. It was long. It's almost 2.5 hours long. And there were some parts where I was like, yeah, I feel like I've been sitting here for that long. So the length was a little bit of a problem for me. I wish it would have been just a tad bit shorter. And that comes to the last con there on the list, that there were some scenes and some transitions that I felt like just didn't need to happen. Like, for example, at the beginning of the film, when Estella is seeing Hellman House for the first time, there is a whole scene, a song is playing, and the cameraman is just walking through the Hellman House and through the mansion from the point of view of, you presume, Estella or just a cameraman in general. And so you see the whole house from this camera angle, but that takes 2 to 3 minutes of screen time to get all the way through. And I just felt like that was kind of unnecessary. And there were other things throughout the film that were like that. Weird songs with just like random cut scenes, and like you were like, in one scene and then bam, we're in another scene. It was just some weird transitions, and some things that just added runtime to the film that really did not add to the story. And those are the only cons that I had about this film. Overall, I thought it was good. I would go and watch it again. I give it a B overall, like a thumbs up. It was a good movie. It was not my favorite live action film, but I do like how it tied into the original. And I was like speaking out loud in the movie theater when I realized the connection. So I like that. Obviously, like I keep saying, Emma Stone delivers yet again another rock star performance. And Emma Thompson's performance is also solid in this film. There's also a twist towards the end of the movie where they could have like cut the movie off and said, okay, this is where we're going to end it, and would have ended with like this super suspenseful cliffhanger, but they decided to put it all in this film. So the last 30 minutes or so of the movie was intriguing. And you kind of see, I liked the development of Estella Cruella as a whole. I liked seeing her kind of go from, do I want to be this mad villain, or do I want to be kind of laid back down here in between? And she kind of, she struggles with that in the film, deciding how much of a villain she really wants to be and how far she is willing to go. So I liked that her moral compass was challenged in the film, and I thought that was very refreshing. She didn't immediately just rip off the band-aid and become Cruella. She kind of thought about it and wrestled with herself on it. So overall, I thought it was a very good film. However, it was not as dark as people were leading it up to be. So keep that in mind when you watch it, that, this film is 100% suitable for children, I would say up, over 10. There are some scenes that involve Dalmatians, and Dalmatians, they mention in the film that Dalmatians are both beautiful, but they're also vicious. And so that may be the darkness that people were referring to, was just with the Dalmatians, because the Dalmatians have some scenes where they can come off to be very cruel and vicious. But that's just how she kind of has them trained in the film. And they make a point to say that when trained, they can be very vicious, but they are, a very beautiful animal. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to watch it with a younger child, just let them know, like, the Baroness has trained her dogs to do these sort of vicious things. And all Dalmatians are not this cruel and vicious. And everybody, you can own a Dalmatian in your home, and I'm sure it's a lovely animal. So that is probably the only thing that people are saying is like dark and not suitable for children. Otherwise, it is a perfectly family appropriate film, in my opinion, but I'm just one person. If you enjoyed this video, and my other movie reviews in this series, my Real Talk series, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you can get and turn on your notifications so you can get notified about all my latest videos. I'm going to be uploading several more movie reviews today and in the coming days, because I have a lot to share about all the latest movies that I've been watching. So if you like what you see, then just keep coming back and watching. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, and share my videos on Facebook or Instagram, and let other people know what I'm doing. And if you're not already a follower on my Instagram page, it's at @your_GeekyGF. And I've been doing typed movie reviews on my blog page via Instagram as well. So if you like what you're seeing here in the videos, I've also done text-based reviews as well over there. So go give me a like and a follow over there on Instagram. Give me a subscribe here. And for this one, we're all done. We're going to wrap it up, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys then.